So the risk of hiring people, risk of getting complementary skills, risk of understanding how we can be a better team, all these things start only when they have reached some place where there is an impasse. They want to grow and they haven't grown. And then the struggle starts, and then those who find that fit suddenly grow to that 100 crore, and then they cross a little bit and they move into the medium scale.
Right.
The goal for them, what I find interesting is many of the SMEs don't shoot to become enterprises. Many of them are happy. I was nowhere, now I am at 20 crores, I'm happy with this. Somebody else, maybe the son comes in and says, but why are we at 20 crores? We can be at 100 crores. There is a pushback from the leader, the person who started also. And then the struggle begins and then it moves. Some SME guys are very good. They have a clear goal. We want to achieve 100 crores. And then if you achieve the 100 crores, let's shoot for 500 crores. And then this year, in 3 years, we will hit that 100 crores. So that the number of people who have that clarity is less in the SMEs. Am I right? You have worked with SMEs. You're muted, Sylvester.
Sylvester.
Yes, that's very much right. And I think the sad part of it is the SMEs are the growth engines of our country. But if you see all companies below 25 crores to 100 crores range now, they're all struggling and suffering actually. Yeah. Their growth is not there. And anybody who's crossed the 100 crore mark is now, in the last post-COVID especially, is definitely hitting 400, 500 crores. Yes. This is my analysis, because they have got the compliance, they've got the structure, they've got the team, they've got. So just 1% or 5% probably I would put it in that range of companies. If you see manufacturing and all this thing, people are really struggling. People who are in the same trap, vicious trap of, thinking that, these guys are very, very talented.
Yes.
But they don't realize that, they don't realize that talent alone will not get you there.
Yes.
Some of them is only
brilliant ideas.
Yes.
So we've got Saraswathi, you spoke about, therefore, and I'm hearing a couple of things. So number one is the fact that there is talent.
Oh, yes,
there are
plenty.
different aspects that need to go along with the talent. One of the bit also that you spoke about was just this goal clarity being one element, which I think is critical, because you're saying even the person who started it, sometimes you may get a pushback from the.
They have a limited vision.
A limited vision. Fantastic.
For them, that vision itself was a very huge vision.
Was a huge vision, which we have now reached, and therefore I am happy. Yeah.
Yes.
Brilliant. Smita, I'm going to get you in before I pose my next question.
You're muted, Miss Smita.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
I have a very interesting situation that I'm working with. Again, an SME. In fact, I've done the Belbin assessment to really see how I can help them, become who they want to be. A 50 crore company looking to become 500 crore company. Of course, it cannot be magic. They really need to work hard. You need the money and you need all those stuff. But a very interesting thing is the owner is very, very creative. A typical PL in the Belbin team role language. Has a lot of ideas, beaming and always wanting to do something new. But the entire team, the leadership team, do not come with that kind of a creative mindset. They are all doers, like action oriented. Yeah. And they, most of them are able to implement, but the owner's ability to convert ideas into actions seem to be like going a little here and there, out of balance, because he doesn't come with the implementation skill abilities. So he's always juggling, saying that I don't have processes in place. I don't have processes in place. Whereas he has a team of people who can put the process and also follow the process. But maybe that you, as you said, Saraswati, the trust is missing. He's imposing certain processes which he doesn't know how to implement it. So I see that clear friction happening. So very unique that, and what's happening is they are involved in a lot of operational matters. But in an SME type of a segment, they are not seeing behavior as a value driving their business, because they have many more burning issues on a day-to-day basis compared to larger enterprises. I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but this is just my pure observation.
See, personality plays a role whether you are in a larger company or in a smaller company. You cannot take personality out of the person. Okay. So when we, as a psychologist, I'm a specialist, I'm a psychologist. I do talk to people about their own inhibitions, their own factors that is stopping them from progressing further. And then I say, look, you're coming, I use Belbin, and then I say, okay, you're coming from these roles, but these roles that are not there, they have to be filled, right? You can't play all the 9 roles. Now you have to hire people who have the skills for that role, plus they can play this behavioral role. You need the domain knowledge, but you also need the skill that is needed for that role behavioral. When we have, I take a long time to get into it with them. But when it happens, when they do come in together, when they do agree, when they do it, the crossover from 60 to 100 crores happens with quite smoothly. And then they come back saying that now we want to grow higher. Now we want to hire newer team. We want to have a separate business kind of a circle within us. And for that, you help us. So I have been working mostly with SMEs in the Nasik segment. And there is one company, when we started, when I started associating with them, this was way back in 2009 or 10. They were small, they were about 30 crores. Now they have gone up to, I think 400, 500 crores, and now they're aiming for 1,000 crores. So when they were suppliers, they do switch boards and all kinds of electrical stuff, both for automobile industries as well as electronics industries, right? So these guys, when we started, oh, we are very good company. We have only female, we have employed so many females, and all those things was there. I said, okay, fine. What about compliances? What about your generating new products? Where are you going with that? At that time, I did not know. I had read about Belbin, but I had not used Belbin. So when we started talking about a team, a bigger team, there was a lot of pushback. Why do we need that? We can manage with this. I said, okay, so you're happy with being a 30 crore company then? The wife in question at that point was, and she had just recovered from cancer. She's cancer-free even today, touch wood. She asked me, what is your point, ma'am? I said, my point is that you have achieved your goals, set goals, but don't you think you need to have fresh goals, newer goals, higher goals? was like perplexity. Why do we want a bigger goal? I was shocked that they did not want a bigger goal. And here was an organization saying, but why? We are employing some 30 women. We are making sure they're all happy. Our employees are not overworked. We are taking good care of them. But after that intervention, I said, okay, maybe they are not ready for it. I pulled back. A year or two later, they came and said, we want to be better leaders. So can you take sessions? So our organization, I Institute for Psychological Health, as an organization, that we did a lot of things. At some point, it clicked and they all came together and said, okay, now we understand what we need to do. Now we understand why you told us. Can we have a target of 50 crores? So my question was, do you have to pay to have a big goal? What is stopping you from dreaming big? From 30 crores to 50 crores, that's your dream? My asking that question itself was a big offensive thing for them. But to give the man credit, the next day he came back and said, I understand I'm limiting myself. And it's not just me, I'm limiting the whole company. Okay, I will shoot for 100 crores. As a first step. I said, okay, as a first step, 100 crores is a good target to have. And they achieved it in 3 years. By 2013, they had surpassed 100 crores. By 2017, they had crossed 250. Today, in 2024, they're a 500 crore company. Now, they're no longer an SME, they're an MME, right? Middle. But now they called us and said, hey, we want to shoot for 100. Can you help us? So we are now doing assessments. We have done some assessments. We have given them team feedback. We have given them individual feedback. And the entrepreneur himself sits in every individual Belbin discussions to understand what his people.
Saraswathi, if
Yeah.
I can, now may be a good time to kind of tell me if it is a good time right now to give a little insight in terms of what those conversations are like. Could we use the example that we were talking about to give us
It's a different company. I can do that. Yeah.
Done. Will do. Yeah. Continue.
So, we have just started collaborating with another company which manufactures equipment for pharmaceuticals. They're not manufacturing drugs. They only manufacture machinery that go into pharma industry. They have been in business since 1997. So quite a lot of time, right? And this is an industry which is actually exploding, but they are at 60 crores, 70 crores. So we have another initiative going on in Nashik called Samvardhan. You want to talk about that before we take up this?
Sure, we could. In fact, I was going to ask, so Saraswathi is part of an initiative called Samvardhan. And Saraswathi, tell us about Samvardhan and tell us about, because Belbin plays an important role in that entire.
And it's through that this company has come to us. So that's why I want to talk about Samvardhan.
Please.
Samvardhan is an initiative in Nashik for small scale industries. They have a good network of small scale industries. And they decided that they wanted some training because the company per se cannot invest in training. They wanted the leader to be part of some training groups and get some training. So Samvardhan was started 3 years ago. We have done 2 full cycles, no, 3 full cycles of Samvardhan. So they have a 1-year initiative. It is initiated by the Nasik Small Scale Industries Organization. And they have tied up with us, Institute for Psychological Health, Thane, and Institute of Psychological Health, our sister concern in Nasik, for providing soft skill training. As an experiment, the first year we did both MLQ, which is a leadership questionnaire, version 2, and Belbin together. And we gave each of these leaders feedback on their leadership style, as well as where they are at Belbin and what are they looking, what are their strengths. And I keep telling people, play to your strengths. The first year we assessed about 30 people and we gave them feedback. They were very happy. The second year we did from the same organization, 2 other people came in and etc. etc. This is a program where we assess before the program begins, and then we have 1-year training, giving inputs on leadership styles, managing emotions, managing self, managing, developing strategies for problem solving, etc. So basically, all from psychological perspective, but stuff that is useful to manage self and other people. So in the third year, we had done, last year, that is, we had done one set of assessments. From there, one guy came to us. Second year, we had done it. And from there, one guy came to us and said, Bhai, I am an SME and I have this company, but we have 4 directors and we want all 4 of us to come to you because we have not been able to break through. We are stuck in that 70 crore, 60 crore thing for now more than 4 years, which is shocking in that industry. Everybody is growing 250% at minimum in that industry. So this is the case study from there.
Should I share the?
Yeah.
Sure. So we're actually going to put up this is the leadership team, Saraswati, that I will be putting up.
Those 4 directors.
The 4 directors.
Interesting part of it is 2 of them are brothers.
Okay.
One started it.
Okay.
And the second one, his younger brother was told, quit your job and come and take over. So, and then he took over.
Okay.
And they have been doing all kinds of things and they were stuck. So they got one other guy. All 4 of them have been friends from the age of 4 or something like that.
So this is, I think this is a classic example of what you were saying. As the company grows, now you start getting people who you know within your family or close friends to kind of join you, yeah?
Yes. So,
so
one joined, he's an accounts person, he's a CA, he was brought in. Then after a while, they brought in another one who is a marketing expert. Okay. And he was a marketing head in a MNC and all that.
Sure.
But the beauty of this group is that the person who was brought in for marketing was not given marketing role.
Yes. Which is what I'm guessing tends to happen also when you're starting something.
And the accounts person is doing the accounts work, but is also trying to do HR. Is also trying to play. If you want to go fast, go alone. Okay.
Want to go far, go together. True.
Right.
True.
So now what has happened now is the marketing expert is putting systems in place. So they are not doing what they were supposed to be doing. They have been best friends from the age of 4. And so we did the Belbin. This is what we see, but go to the next slide. You will see what is interesting.
Sure. So just for everyone who is with us, these are the abbreviations of the team roles, but we will explain that in a little bit. This is, yeah, go ahead, Saraswati. Tell us what this is and what is
This is
what
the
are
team
insights
report.
we're getting?
Team report of these 4 people. This is from Interplace 8. Actually, Interplace 8 gives you 2 top roles, but we decided to put 3 top roles because there are only 4 people.
Right.
But they wanted answers as to why they were not growing. Can you see something here? In the social role, team worker.
So this is the team worker here. And what you're seeing are the abbreviations of the names of the team members. Okay, so you've got
All the 4 directors are there in team worker.
So all 4 of them have the same quality or bringing in the same contributions. And Saraswati, if it is a TW, what did they realize about the team? What were behaviors that they were seeing amongst themselves?
They were walking on eggshells around each other. The brothers would fight, but not openly. And these other 2 would walk on the eggshells with these 2 brothers. These guys would walk on the eggshells with the other 2 friends.
If I can just add in a way, Saraswati, for TWs do not like to be in conflict. They kind of tend to avoid.
Therefore, they're walking on eggshells, trying to avoid.
Right.
And so much energy is going into that they're not growing.
Yeah.
Yes. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I was really looking at, the voids that are existing. It's directly related to stunting an organization.
Correct.
Whether it's no networking,
No networking.
PL, very, very true, lack of even a specialist, and an ME more than anything else. So all the ingredients for getting stuck.
Absolutely.
Interesting.
So when I saw this, I said, I'm not at all surprised that they are not growing. And then we said, we didn't say that to them. This was just amongst our team. I said, look, I'm not surprised. But when I showed it to them, what? Utter shock.
And they have 3.
Huh?
Sorry, with 3 MEs over there at the same time among 4 people.
Yes.
You can imagine the challenge.
Absolute.
So it can be a lot of analysis with MEs together, a lot of thinking, but no taking it forward, no action. That's
and the interesting part is the implementers is a finance guy, not the manufacturing guy. And the other guy who was brought in for marketing, he's putting in systems, but not appreciated.
Very true. I think one thing, therefore, Saraswati, that I'm kind of getting from this is this possibly helped the team diagnose what is happening.
Yes.
Amongst
First, diagnose and accept what is happening before you change.
Very true. Very true.
So after this, there was a lot of shock, a lot of dismay.
Okay.
And then I said, wait, we have just understood why you are not growing. We have not come to what to do about it.
Beautiful. Whole action point after that. Yeah.
So I said, hey, now for these people, I've told them, write some JDs. Before we hire from outside, let us look at your internal people. Can we redeploy them in different roles? So we want to do job fit also.
Beautiful.
Very cool. Saraswati, I'm also mindful of time, and
Oh yeah, we have already
yes, we've almost approached the 5 o'clock mark, but I think what we've got from here, and I'm glad we were able to show the case study in terms of helping the team see what is happening. And as you said, while they are, while it's an uncovering of what happens, that's only that's just the beginning of the story, because we haven't then decided what to do next. And then, of course, the conversation with them in terms of what to do next would then pan out. I think, Saraswati, we probably have time for one question, because we did say this would be something that would end at 5, but I'm going to ask you, Saraswati, and then we will open it up for questions, and those who would like to stay on, you're more than welcome to stay. Saraswati, for you so far, when you've taken leaders through the Belbin, what has been an aha moment that you sense, or when is that aha moment that the leaders?
there are plenty of aha moments.
Yeah.
There are plenty of aha moments. When we go through the team roles and we talk about the preferred roles, manageable roles, many aha moments come in, and they say, okay, I'm trying to do that and I'm not good at it. I guess I should be delegating that. That's a huge thing, a huge win. And some people will come and say, oh, I didn't think I was such a good thinker. Okay. Helping them accept that this is where you are.
Realizing their strengths also that others see.
Yes.
Being able to know what to delegate. And I don't have to be good at everything. I don't have
That is a relief, huge relief.
Brilliant.
That's why I use sports analogy. Because it's a lot more acceptable to accept that if you are one, that you don't need to be the other. And that all roles are equally important. And it's okay that I'm weak there because I'm good here.
Beautiful, fantastic, excellent. I'm actually going to open this for any, for comments as we've been through this dialogue, comments, reflections from anyone, comments, reflections, questions, as we kind of...
You people who are working in SMEs, you please add. I'm one soul working in that. You people have lot more experience than me.
I can see that the team role circle as it emerged from this particular case can be so powerful, a huge realization for an organization in a very simple way, but powerful way to see why
Very
they are
powerful.
stuck,
It's like,
why they are stuck, And even this conflicts that you talked about with 4 of those in the team worker and 3 of them in the MEs, and you can really see come alive, the sensitivities and between the monitoring evaluators and the sensitivity of the teamwork, the reason for the clashes that can be emerging out of those interactions.
And the clashes are not over because they all want to avoid clashes. I wish they would have a free for all and sort it out.
Because typically you would really expect, harmony and, quite, wonderful relationships with so many team workers in this group of team. But with that panning out together with the ME in that combination, it can really be a recipe that needs, deep thinking for, resolution. Being a psychologist yourself, I think you have a wonderful playground over there to do some magnificent work to leverage this, and you're at the next stage for helping them realize why they are stuck and what more they can do.
We have
Wonderful.
helped them understand. Yeah.
Yeah. And another thing, Saraswati, and here where I see when we do this and we are looking at businesses, the importance of spending time on the purpose. Why does this organization exist? Then we stop talking only of numbers of increasing from 10 to 15 crores, and you're beginning to focus. That's a consequence. The numbers and the profits will just begin to amaze them, right? But focusing at the center on why does the organization exist, that really, I think, pans out beautifully, at least in what you have shared so far.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes. Yes, Sylvester.
I think after working extensively in the SME field, one thing that we often realize is that, most of the SMEs are family-run businesses. And the fundamental rule of family-run businesses, unfortunately, unequal contribution, equal distribution. And there is where the bone of contention is all the time. The moment you realize that, get all the owners and all the family people to understand this, that, this is the way, this is the characteristic of your family business. And that is what is going to happen. When they realize this, very difficult, but when they realize this, then the number of conflicts do come down, and then we can get them to align as per what Saraswati said, the role plays and different roles, so you don't step on each other's foot. And typically, most of these SME businesses are run by patriarchs in the society, and they are the elder person. Until the patriarch is there, his fatwa is followed. The moment all hell breaks loose when the patriarch is gone. So the patriarch is the one who really needs to, understand this and make these people understand and make the transition soon when he is around. Because after he's gone, then, be it large family business or small business of enterprise class, then all the generational gaps to come in. This has been my observation when dealing with most.
Thank you. Thanks. Well, I think Mohan has put his hand up.
Yes, and Gary, thank you to everyone. I know, thank you so much. I know there are some who need to have had a hard stop at 5 o'clock, and that's fine. But thank you
Thanks,
so much for joining in. Great. Yes, Mohan.
Yeah. Evening. Thank you so much. I'll just introduce myself. I'm Mohan Nair. Basically, I stay in Pune. And I have been involved. I'm myself an entrepreneur working with some units for Unilever as well as for Kimberly-Clark. I've got my own business with them. But I started the passion of doing consultancy for MSMEs for the last 25 years. And we have restructured more than 125 companies across India, but mainly the manufacturing sector. I found it very interesting. And though I was only listening, but I was not much aware of this Belbin because I've just read it earlier. And Mr. David Emmanuel from TMTC actually asked me to join this program. But I can only share one thing because of time, constraint, that whatever you told and whatever everybody exchanged, I agree totally with you all. But there's one factor which I think Sylvester made it. See, one of the major problems which I feel across the country is there is still a feudalistic mentality and people don't want to actually share wealth. The whole problem starts from there. See, I'm from Pune. There are companies like Thermax, which was once upon a small scale industry. Today, it is one of the best companies. The problem is the owners have decided from day one the wealth will only come to them. So the challenge is whatsoever we bring conceptual change or strategic change, but they are only concerned about wealth not being democratized. And that is one of the challenges I think most of the Indian MSMEs are facing. And second is, because I came from a working class, started my own entrepreneurship, and we employ more than 600 people. I feel one change, because I have been an employee, I can understand the human part of it. And I think most of the organizations have lost the human part of it. Though we say large companies have no souls, but I think the smaller companies are equally bad. So I think where do we actually bring that change? Now, I also am associated with initiatives of change. There's the MRA. So we talk of inner listening, inner governance, re-engineering self. But that's all good, but at the end of the day, how do we tackle the one challenge is actually of distribution of wealth in the MSMEs? Because today also there is a big disparity. So one of my challenges, if I am given an opportunity to talk to one-to-one, I would like to definitely answer, or I would like to attend a program specifically to understand this. So they are ready to change. But when it comes to distribution, and somebody said, they want to contribute, but not equally, but distribution, they want equally. How do we actually mitigate this challenge? So that's my question as well as my
Yeah.
Samir.
No
But
answer here.
Beautiful.
Very
I'll be
important.
honest, I have no answers.
I don't think you'll find that answer easily. But
There is no one
interesting
silver bullet
point.
for this.
Yeah.
okay, but
Yeah,
I
but
think because you're all experts and psychologists, I think you have to do a special study of the DNA of these people who have this particular thing. And I have also done an interesting thing of community-wise, So community-wise also there is a big challenge. So at least 15 communities, out of which 6 to 7 business communities in India, they have a very different approach. They are very professional, but when it comes to wealth, they'll not give the wealth. So how do we scale up? You see, my challenge is scalability and sustainability will only come when you have actually people getting some portion of the success and contribution.
Absolutely.
This concept is very well accepted and utilized in modern entrepreneurships, like in your IT sector, and where you have ESOPs and everything. Okay.
Yeah.
But in the traditional manufacturing, it is still I get the full pie.
True, 100%.
Yeah.
So I think
Very true. In fact, I haven't seen anybody in the manufacturing setup being democratic and say you get equal share. I have never seen it. There it may be there. I'm not saying it is not there. I haven't seen it, is what I'm saying.
No, that's right, because IT business is more modern business and
Modern businesses, there are
collaborative also. Yeah. So sharing of profit, the thinking is a little modern. Everything doesn't belong to me.
Even in the surprisingly in the advertising and marketing, there is a lot of this ESOPs and sharing of profits, but not in the traditional setups.
I would just like to take 1 minute, if you permit me. I think one of the reasons what I find is the compliance part, which you told, was very much absent in the manufacturing sector. But now suddenly the concept of compliances are increasing.
Yeah.
Correct.
When it comes to compliances, people will have to follow. For example, today ESG is making mandatory of minimum wages, safety, hygiene. So I think our manufacturing sector was much behind in compliances, and the owners took advantage of this. But today and in the next few years, I think manufacturing will go through a sea change. May not be because they want it, but the compliances will make them change.
See,
I'm sorry.
I keep saying this for in the real estate business, we don't have good shapers. Okay. That's why their deliverables are never delivered on time. So government brought RERA, but unfortunately RERA is run by people. And that is not happening. So in manufacturing also, government is bringing in compliances as what shapers would have done it in their own organization. Government is acting as the shaper, external shaper.
Basically, the whole need to kind of put system or put something in place, and great, will do.
Government is playing the role of the shaper.
Great, will do. Makes sense. But Saraswathi, Mohan, Sylvester, I think Sylvester has just left us, but thank you for this. I think this last bit very insightful, because I can see it's really from the ground, from first-hand experience. So thank you for this conversation.
And I just want to say a big thank you to Mohan, because Mohan, you raised a very, very valuable and a very important point, which calls for a deep reflection. And it's a matter of actually being able to dive deeper into those whole idea of, the need to sort of hold on to and sort of, it's quite an inheritance of a particular culture and an attitude, and fundamentally the value that you place on money and things of that type. I think it's a very, very, very important and a very, I'd say it's an uncharted territory, I think, for us as consultants and leaders to be able to address and focus for, which can become a huge block and a bottleneck for real growth of industry.
Actually, we are just scratching the surface. we have just started working.
Yeah.
I don't think any one of us has gone.
We may have not even tried to do it, as Mohan has said, it's a big piece and a big challenge of work. The whole distribution of wealth and the readiness and lack of readiness.
I think
Thanks so much.
Take time, it will take time.
With that, Saraswati, our webinar has managed to uncover a need and an opportunity over here to go deeper. I think something that's needed in society to really understand this whole aspect of distribution of wealth, what influences it, how does it impact us, and to that it's actually taking us to another level of really looking at scaling SMEs.
Yeah.
But I think with that, there is a similarity with Belbin, because also with Belbin, you're really talking about a mindset change.
Yes.
And it's the same thing that we're talking about also with the distribution of wealth. So I think on that note, to all of us who are working with leaders, to all of us who are leaders in the SME space and otherwise, may we continue to help and maybe continue to really bring about this mindset change that will really enable growth and progress. Yeah. Thank you very much,
Thank you.
Saraswati, for being with us.
How do
It was pleasure.
How do
Sorry?
I connect?
How do you connect with us? Oh, you can, you've got Saraswati. So what I will do is I will send in an email with our details. But for now, I will put in my email ID over here. And I will also connect you with, I have your details, Mohan. I will share Saraswati's, if that's okay
I'll be
with
very
you,
and
Saraswati.
you can also come to Pune. I can show you many companies for last 25 years what we have done. And Pune is
Oh,
a huge
beautiful.
base.
Brilliant, fantastic.
Wonderful.
I would love to collaborate with you.
Yeah, and I have worked on my ethics and values for 25 years and with a lot of large companies for their small vendors. So I'll be very glad to see you all. And you can come to Pune. We can organize something where I'll even help you to sponsor you. Thank you.
Fantastic.
We have a
Thank you very
IPH
much.
Pune. I'll come once and meet you.
My address, telephone number you can get from, I think, Pearl.
Fantastic. I look forward to seeing what this collaboration now brings forth. So excellent. Thank you so much. Thank you.
And I will work on your request of writing.
I'm not the Belbin. That's what my disqualification is.
Don't worry, Mohan. Don't worry at all. As
I
long
can
as
be
you
the
help-
Belbin person for you. Don't worry.
Will do.
Okay.
Thanks so much,
Thank you.
everybody. Thank you, Bijal. Thank you, Beulah. Thank you, Aishwarya. Thanks, Pita.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks, everyone. God bless. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. I had a nice time. Thank you very much. I enjoyed it.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Saraswati.
Thank you, Saraswati. Thank you very much, Saraswati. Beautiful.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. See ya.
Bye, Beulah. Bye, Vijay.
Bye-bye.